Your Sleeping Cat, a virtual ethnography. In this virtual ethnography, I'm researching a group on Flickr called Your Sleeping Cat. After this introduction, I'll give a brief overview of the community and explain why I'm calling it a community. I will then analyze the group discussions. In the conclusion, I will try to summarize the nature of this group. So how to start then? Hein calls the focus on the ethnographer one possible approach to using reflexivity and emphasizing the subjective nature of the research. So what do I have to do with this? I feel I should say that I don't own a cat myself. I'm actually allergic to them. And I think my main motivation for analyzing this group is curiosity. I'm intrigued by the way people form really close relationships to cats. Maybe cats are easier to deal with than humans. Cats also appear to be a very safe topic of conversation. I was amazed to see that there are over 21,000 groups at Flickr around cats. I chose this particular group because there seemed to be a rich exchange of information to work on. This group I'm looking at was founded by a girl called Caroline. Her first message was sent on the 8th of October 2007, where she is thanking people for joining her little group. She also set up the rules. The group has 4,916 members to date and revolves around members sending in pictures of sleeping cats as well as discussions. How can this group be classified as a community? I'm using this very broad definition of the sociological word community by Hamann. A community is a group of people who share social interaction and some common ties between themselves and other members of the group, and share an area for at least some of the time. The social interaction takes place through the sharing of pictures and the discussions. The common ties would be their membership of Flickr and particularly of this group, their interest in cats and their willingness to abide to the rules of the group. I would now like to proceed to analyzing the discussions of this group. I have divided the discussions into the following categories. First, social codes. Second, competitions. Third, other topics related to cats. And fourth, personal life of members. So, let's start with social codes. According to Bell, social codes reveal the implicit assumptions about what makes a community, and they also reveal the limits of the community. As the leader and inventor of the group, Caroline has invented the rules, and these can be found on the main site of the community. She invites others to join in as admin. Members of admin then have the job of screening the incoming photos to make sure they abide to the rules. As you can see here, the rules are not up for discussion. She says, "Don't like the rules? Then don't join or submit photos." On one occasion, somebody from admin did not do their job of screening photos properly, and this photo of a cat with open eyes found its way into the group pool. Caroline got annoyed. She wanted the relevant person to step down. This shows clearly that she is in charge and that the rules are not to be argued with. On another occasion, Caroline introduced a new rule about members of the group being banned if they have inappropriate photos on their sites. This highlights the sort of image she wants for the group. Members need to keep to the rules. They should be uncontroversial, and their identities are screened even out with the immediate group. By far the main part of the group's activity revolves around my second topic of analysis, competitions. Every 3 months, members are allowed to submit one picture of a sleeping cat, and all other members are allowed to vote for the picture they like best. Again, strict rules apply. Responses are usually between 40 and 50 posts. I'm now looking at other discussion posts related to cats. The response rate is usually low when people ask for help. There are only 4 responses to this call for help. This slide shows someone asking for a new home for their cat. There are no responses at all to this message. One member of the group frequently posts on ethical issues. There are never any responses. However, the response rate goes up dramatically if the discussion is about social chit-chat. This topic, "What is your cat's name and why?" has 104 responses. This does seem to show that the group is not interested in real-life problems and not willing to engage with controversial topics. The last topic of discussion I'm looking at relates to real-life problems of the members. This sort of posting is very rare. In this slide, you can see one member of admin explaining that she was away for long because her father was in hospital. You would think there would be some supportive comments. Only one member replied with a one-worder. I would now like to conclude with some words on the nature of this group. This virtual community portrays a safe and simple world which is guarded fiercely. Controversial members are excluded. Discussion revolves nearly exclusively around clearly defined competitions and cat chit-chat. Ethical debates regarding cats are ignored. Personal messages and even questions regarding help for cats hardly get any responses. We have a clear leader who appoints members of admin to screen the photos and the discussion board, as well as other members, to ensure that rules are kept. We are looking at an extremely regulated community. Is this behavior an example of bunkering in? Bell writes that membership of online communities is elective and selective, as is withdrawal. The fact that this group revolves around cats which are asleep might be symbolic for the lack of engagement with real-life issues. Is it too harsh to conclude that this sleeping cats group is an escapist community in the escapist spectrum of online communities? Or is this merely innocent pastime of cat lovers? Maybe I'm not the right person to comment. After all, I'm allergic to real-life cats.